Chapter 17, Section 1, the mean. So the mean, in this section we're going to introduce the concept of statistics. And I'm also going to cover a few other statistics the book does not cover, because they're very basic and you may see them in various contexts. So the mean is a statistic, and a statistic is a quantity computed over a sample. What's a sample? A sample is a set of data taken from a subset of a population. And I'm going to gloss over some details here that you will learn in statistics if you ever want to learn more. You should take a statistics class. So statistics is studying these samples and studying large data sets, and a statistic is something we can use to help summarize a sample. So some examples of statistics would be the mean, which is what we're going to talk the most about today, the median, the mode, and the range. These are all four very basic statistics on any data set that can be pretty easily calculated. The mean is the average value of the sample. And we'll talk more about this in the rest of the slides. The median is the middle value when you sort the sample. So if you had the sample 3, 3, 7, this is sorted, so the median is the middle one. And if you happen to have two middles, you average the two middles. So here the mean would be 5. The median would be 5. Okay, median. The mean is the average. The average, you add them up and divide by the total. The mode is the value that occurs the most often. So in this data set, it would be 3. You see 3 the most. It repeats. And the range is the largest value minus the smallest. So in this case, it would be 7. 10 minus 3 is 7. So the mean, which we often call just the average of a sample, is given by add all the sample values up and divide by the number of samples. The mean of a sample is often written as the abbreviation used for the sample value. So if we have x's, we write an x with a bar over it. And so precisely we can write this in our summation notation, sigma notation, as the mean, x bar, is 1 over the number of elements times the sum of those elements. That's all this means. Often too in statistics you might see the n and the I equals 1 just not present, and you would just have the sigma, and the I and the n are just implied. So sometimes we get a little sloppy because we're fast, and statistics is applied math. It is not always as precise maybe as pure math would want to be. So you might see something like that. So let's do some practice and then we'll be done with this idea of the mean. It's a pretty quick set of slides. So so we need to find the mean, median, mode, and range. So again, the book is only going to talk about the mean. But I'm going to go over all of these so you're familiar with them a little bit. The mean. So add all these numbers up and divide by how many there are. So adding the zeros is easy. We don't have to do anything. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 and 2 and 2 is 6, and 4 is 10, and 3 is 13. So it's 13 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. And if we want to write that as a decimal, we can, or even as a percent, but this is more than 100%. We usually don't write that as a percent. As a decimal, it's 1.44, or we could be even more precise and say it's 1.4 repeating forever. The 4 repeats. B, here we have, not B. Next, so that was the mean. So the mean is 1.4. The median is, we sort the list, so we have to sort this out. It's not in order. So we had 3 zeros, 2 1s, 2 2s, a 3, and a 4. So that's sorted. We need to find the middle one. So there's 9 and there's an odd number. There's one middle. The middle is here. So the median value is 1. The mode is the thing that occurs the most often. That's the zeros, because there's 3 of them. So the mode is 0. These are all statistics. The range, the biggest minus the smallest, is 4. So that tells us how spread out the data is, kind of. That would be the answer to this question. So now let's go on to B. The mean, we need to add all these up. So let's get a calculator out. 3.5 plus 3.4 plus 2.5 plus 7.1 is 16.5. That's the total, and then we divide by 4 the number of elements, and we get 4.125. And that's the mean. So the mean is 4.125. This is almost sorted. Well, it's not really. Let's sort it. So 2.5, 3.4, 3.5, 7.1 is the data sorted out. And now for the median, we have 2 middle values because there's 4 entries. So we need to average these 2 middle values. So we can add them together and divide by 2, which will be 3.45. So the median is 3.45. The mode, in this case, is not well defined because these all occur the same amount. So we could pick any of them or all of them. If we wanted a set of all things that happens the most times, then we would have all of them. So we'll just say that this isn't well defined. That's good enough for this very introductory thing in statistics. Like I said, this mode isn't going to be on your homework or anything. And the range would be 7.1 minus 2.5. 4.6. C, we have to find the mean of these 5 numbers, so we need to add them all together and divide by how many there are, which is 5. Well, we compare the negative 5s to the 5s, and we see only 1 5 remains. So we add all these together, we'll have 5. 5 over 5 is 1, so the mean is 1. The median, sort them, it's already sorted, find the middle value is 5. The mode is also 5 because there's the most 5s, and the range would be 5 minus negative 5, which is 10. So you can see the median and the mean can often be quite different, and sometimes they're the same. So they express different things. The median tells you the middle value if you sort the list or sort the sample. The mean tells you the average value. And the mode tells you the thing that happened the most often. The range just tells you the spread, but not, it's the extreme spread. Next section we'll talk about a better measure of spread. D, 7, 7, 7. So the average would be 7 plus 7 plus 7, 21 over 3, which is 7. The mean is 7. Here the median, we sort it, it's in order, the middle is 7. The mode, the thing that happens most often, is 7. And the range would be the smallest, the biggest minus the smallest. 7 is the biggest and 7 is the smallest, so the range is 0. Meaning there is no spread, it's all the same number.